Scotty!
Donald, how are you?
Scotty! Triangle.
How are you?
I'm
I'm a
good.
big
How are you?
fan, man. I gotta say,
How are you, Scott?
I am fantastic.
Excellent.
So let me ask you a question. I read that you grew up in New York.
I did.
Now, from the Midwest, when people hear New York, they think that everybody grows up in high rises. When you were a kid, did you have the backyard and the grill, or were you grilling on the balcony with hibachi or
I
in
wish
that
I
high
could
rise?
say I had a backyard, but no, I grew up on a balcony
Yeah.
in a building that didn't allow grilling because they were worried that it was a fire hazard. And so I didn't really grill that much growing up in New York. It wasn't until I moved to Los Angeles that I really got into grilling.
Really? So
Yeah,
how
oh,
long have you been
really.
grilling?
I'm going to say 15 years now.
15 years. All right, all right.
Yeah, 15
So
years
let's
I'd say the first year was experimental.
right.
And since then,
Burning
I've
everything, undercooking everything. Yeah, I've been
undercooking,
there.
burning, all of that stuff. And then now,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at what I do. My wife enjoys when I say, you know what, I think I'm going to grill out tonight. She gets excited. So that's cool.
So what's your signature dish? What's the thing that you love to cook and you nail every time?
I'm really good at cooking spare ribs or baby back ribs. I'm
Okay.
pretty good at that. I like to throw a little pecan rub on that bad boy, put it on the
Ah,
grill, flip it,
yeah.
rub it down. Oh no, it's delicious.
So when you nail those ribs, do you do the Turk dance, or is that just from the show, or is that
I do have a dance that I do when I'm cooking. It's not the
okay?
Turk dance, but I'm
Is
a
that
I'm a
retired now?
dancing fool. I love to dance, and so I'll put on some
Hey, I'm a
music in the
grilling fool. It
backyard.
works.
Say it again.
I said I'm a grilling fool, so that works.
Yeah. So you add those together, and you got a dancing grilling fool.
There you go. So let me ask, what's the one thing that you still have a hard time nailing on the grill? Like, sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't. What's the one kind of dish that intimidates you that you're just like, ah, man, I don't know if I'm gonna pull this one off?
Well, that's the great thing about partnering with the National Pork Board. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I just go to www.porkbeinspired.com/grill crashes, and there's a bunch of recipes on the website that will teach you how to cook. I have a couple of them in front of me right now, actually. I have a New York porterhouse. I have a New York pork chop, and then I have a porterhouse chop as well. My New York chop. Sorry, it's early in the morning. My New York chop is sugar and spice. I'm sprinkling a little of that sugar and spice on it, and then my porterhouse is a brine, and it has
Okay.
thyme and salt and maple syrup, and a hard cider. I'll hold that up for you right
Oh,
now so you can see that. It's pretty
yeah.
delicious.
I
You see
love
that
doing a
right
hard
there?
cider for a brine. Yeah.
Yeah, and you put that on the grill and you cook it for a bit. You want to get a thermometer, a digital thermometer is the best way to go. Get it to
Yeah.
145 degrees center or 160 degrees center, anywhere in between there, and you're looking at a medium rare to medium cut, and it's going to be filled with flavor and juice. And you partner that with any of your favorite side. That's the great thing about pork; it goes with anything. uh,
Right.
and go to town, go eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because it's so easy to cook, people will think that you are an amazing chef, but really what you're doing is following directions from a website that's hooking you up big time. And so we urge people, please go there, look at the recipes, porkbeinspired.com/grill crashers. You can, there's a video up there of that we did where I was hanging out on the beach talking to people. I crashed the beach with my grill, and we cooked some great pork dishes. And then there's also a part of the site where you can take grill fees, and you don't have to put those up on the site. You can actually post that on your favorite social media outlet, just
Right.
as long as you hashtag it grill pork, and we know it's you. We'll, if it's a great dish, if it's something that we've never seen before, maybe we'll add your dish to the site.
Nice. So, quick question for you. You
Yeah.
mentioned baby backs and spares. Which is your favorite, baby backs or spares?
Baby backs are I like those better. I feel like
Me too.
I feel like spare ribs are a little sloppy.
Yeah. I don't know. I prefer. I mean, I do spares every now and then, but I'll take baby backs all day long.
Yeah.
All right. So you're working with the pork boards. You got and you know from you're talking the talk. You got some grill cred. Give us some pro tips. Give us something that from your little black book of grilling. Give us a couple tips
Okay.
for the Grillin Fools out there.
I remember I used to get my rub, and I would have to get like a big thing of aluminum foil, and I needed a pan, and then I would put my rub in the pan, and I'd have to flip it, and then put the rub on it on the other side, and everything like that, and it made a big mess that I would have to clean. A really good grilling tip is getting yourself a freezer bag like this,
Right.
putting your rub in the freezer bag, putting your favorite cut of pork in the bag, shaking it up, right? Letting it sit for a bit, throwing it on the grill, and it's just as good as if you were to stand over it with your rub and sprinkle it on. Instead, you're shaking it on, and it works. You could do the same thing if you're brining something as well. You know what I mean? You put your brine in the freezer bag, you put the pork in the bag with the brine, let it sit for a second. When your grill's ready to go, throw that on there, and you have a wonderful dish.
You know what? That's a brilliant tip on that rub thing because, as soon as my wife gets done cleaning the kitchen, I come in, I'm like, yeah, I got to grill some ribs. And she goes, you're going to get the rub all over the place.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I got to use that one.
Yeah, that's the
So
one thing.
One last question.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Have you ever had a pork steak?
What?
A pork steak.
What's that?
It's kind of the farther away you get from St. Louis, the less likely you are if you ever heard of it. It's basically pork butt or pork shoulder, which is the same thing, and sliced into steaks, and it's kind of the St. Louis staple. But it's a big pork, a big delicacy basically here in St. Louis, and it's
That
kind of our
sounds
signature.
delicious. Do you like? I like St. Louis style ribs too, man. You guys have a good. Your ribs out there. That's a lot of meat too. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's like.
Yeah. St. Louis is a really phenomenal barbecue scene right now, and not just because I'm here. I mean, I travel all over. I write for Charbroil. I write for a couple of the websites, and I'm going to the Angus Beef Council here shortly, and I just kind of go all over. And yes, St. Louis has got a great barbecue scene. I got to tell you.
It is a great barbecue scene, man. Yeah, man. Who would have known? I would have never known until I had St. Louis ribs.
Right. Well, hey, that's all I got, man. I really appreciate your time, man. Big
Scott,
fan,
I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for talking to me this morning.